It is alleged that yesterday afternoon in Parliament, before the report of inquiry on contraband sugar was debated and rejected before the House, a majority of members of Parliament were paid to trash the report.
There is a much-awaited report on the sugar.
According to Kimilili Member of Parliament Didimas Barasa and Decorated South Member of Parliament Simba Arati, indeed money exchanged hands in the House to hoodwink them to reject the report, which was as low as 10,000 shillings.
I want to agree, and I want to go on record that yesterday the Honorable Fatuma Gedi tried to bribe me with 10,000 shillings. I asked her whether she was out of her senses, because it's immoral for a woman to be an agent of corruption. And the only hope, Parliament is incapacitated. Parliament has been bought out by money. They have no moral authority to investigate this matter.
I'm sure you have spoken to Mheshimiwa Didimas. He was being bribed. He refused. 10,000, that's what we, Member of Parliament who earns close to 1 million, is worth just to change a report. It shows how worse are we, even than the other thieves outside there.
Majority Leader Aden Duale and Minority Leader John Mbadi had vigorously called for the rejection of the report on the mere fact that it was shoddy and that it had implicated Cabinet Secretary Henry ROTICH for Treasury and ADAN Mohamed for ESC without proper evidence.
So what are you telling us when you say ADAN Mohamed must be held responsible? Two, Minister ROTICH acted on an executive order from the President. Minister ROTICH acted on a cabinet decision.
It was now the duty of those authorities, FAFA, to ensure that sugar that was being imported in this country is being imported by who, what quantity. That was supposed to form part of the licensing procedure. That is not the work of ROTICH as far as I'm concerned.
MPs Simba Arati and Didimas Barasa, however, argued that CS ROTICH gave the Gazette Notice 4536, which led to excess importation of sugar, since it did not specify the quantities of sugar, despite former CS for Agriculture Willie Bett having guided him to do so.
And I can tell you for free, yesterday, the economy of the Western Kenya, the sugar belt from Transmara to Trans Nzoia, people were crying.
On this one, I want to blame squarely. The blame should go to the Speaker himself, because his body demeanor from the word go showed that he was biased. He refused to give us time to talk. Every time that he knows there is an important issue, the so-called cartels in Parliament approach him.
Had MPs adopted 3 sweeping amendments by Homa Bay Women Representative Gladys Wanga, the President would have been compelled to step down ROTICH and ADAN from the cabinet.
You know, this document had already been doctored. The only thing is, through the amendments of Honorable Wanga, it was to reinstate the normal state as it were. Including now these letters which were blacked out, they would have been brought in.
Kimilili Member of Parliament Didimas Barasa has, however, asked Kenyans not to lose hope, since on Wednesday next week he will present a motion to impeach CS ROTICH.
Now I have engaged a gear on a point of no return. And I'm not just going to base on my motion to impeach ROTICH were not based on the outcome of the report. But I've gotten part of my evidence from the Sugar Probe Committee proceedings. I've also gotten part of the evidence from the Roraka Land saga.
The hope of Kenyans to unearth the truth on these sugar suckers now lies on the hands of the investigative agencies.
The only hope now is the DCI, DPP, who must make sure the sugar we are having outside there is safe. Otherwise, we have been treated into suckers by Parliament.
Those are the only hope that are remaining. And I would urge them to take up the matter, because the drafters of the Constitution were very clear when they created these different arms of government.
With concerns now being raised that Kenyans have lost the hopes of saving the sugar crisis in the country. Irene Mwangi, KUTV.